Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and I'm excited to announce Rage in the Cage 31 happening September 19th, 2014 at Choctaw Creek Park. We're so excited about fight night, and with me tonight I have Dustin Freeman, who is a pro fighter on that card. And sadly, we just had some breaking news as we were driving here to the interviews tonight. Your opponent was injured and had to have 10 stitches. And so we think that we may have a replacement fight. I'm not sure if everything is going to work out because, of course, this is just happening. So I know this was disappointing. I saw the look on your face as I just told you the news. So how do you feel right now?
Oh, it happens, especially when you've been doing it this many years. You almost halfway expect it sometimes now. It's just something that you always deal with. And I've been training 9 years, and 5 years of those I've been fighting. I probably had 11 or 12 people injured or back out for some reason now. So it stinks, but it's just like part of the game.
It's definitely the name of the game when it comes to MMA. But, we're not going to talk about how you were going to prepare for your fight versus Marcus, since that's not exactly happening. So let's just go ahead and talk a little bit, just in case we do get a fight for you, about your fighting style and what fights you've had so far as a pro.
I've had, just as a pro, I've only fought Hector Ortega. He's from North Oklahoma, but he was 11-3 as amateur and had a couple belts. I was 6-3 as amateur, 145 champ of a company, and won runner-up twice at Onaga. But he's the only pro fight I've had, and he defeated me in. It was May and Enid for Battleground, but before him I had 6-3 as an Ami, and what's funny is I went 0-2 at 135, and then I went 6-0 at 145, and then lost at 155, and then won again at 170.
So as you going up on weight, you're winning. So opposite.
Well, 155 I'm 0-1, but 170 I'm 1-0. And then 6-0 at 145. But if you just look at me in 35 or 55, I look terrible.
So let's talk a little bit about your training. You said, I believe, that you've been training for 9 years. So tell me about what styles of mixed martial arts you're training in and what you feel like your talents are.
I think my natural talents would probably be standing up and fighting. I don't know, it's just my aggressiveness or what it is. But I like to stand up and kick and knee and punch and elbow. But ground game is probably a little bit better for me just because I've had more training on it. I just enjoy the stand-up more. But, yeah, I'd say I've had more years of practice on the ground.
And what are your ultimate dreams as far as fighter? I mean, is it the big stage UFC, or are you just kind of doing this for fun?
I really don't want to train for the UFC. That takes too much time, and they don't really make enough money if you really know any of them. That's, of course, the belt holders do, but it's like it's just too big of a sea with a lot of fish, and I see another way to help other than fight and try to be on a big stage. I could help all the fighters by doing something else.
Well, and you are a very well-rounded person. I mean, you have a lot of talents. You kind of dabble in different little careers here and there. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now. I mean, I know that you're a little bit in the music industry and sales and that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the music thing is it's a lot of my family's been in music my whole life, so I've always been around it, and so it's kind of just always been. I've had an ear for it. I just kind of started a little local promotion, helping get marketing, advertising going for whoever, entertainers, period. It's been models, it's been fighters, it's been everything, musicians, but the hip-hop scene has really grown fond of me, and really, you'd be surprised how many good ones there are just in our city. But, yeah.
Awesome. So we are so sad that, we don't know at this point whether you're going to be fighting for Rage in the Cage 31. Hopefully by the time our fans see this video, we can have a confirmation as far as whether we got a fight for you that's going to pan out for you. But just tell us a little bit. Let's talk about Rage in the Cage then. Talk about how your experience, or what your experience has been with Rage in the Cage, and how you've felt at the other fights, not really as a fighter, but as a fan.
Well, yeah, I've never fought for Rage in the Cage, so I've always just been a fan or backstage helping a friend or teammate. But the last one I went to had a T-shirt stand set up with another group, and I got to see it from a vendor's standpoint. It was actually really cool. It was a great show at the farmers market, blowing up. The place was wild. You think it was a concert.
It was definitely a sellout crowd, and people were excited for that night of fights for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But this one, it's an outdoor event, and I've never been to one of y'all's outdoor events, so I don't even know what to expect.
We've actually had a fight at the same location in June, and it was, of course, a sellout event, and it was really nice. It was perfect weather, so hoping for much of the same this time around.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people expecting to come for me, so yeah, I know a lot of them ride motorcycles, so fair weather would definitely help me.
Well, perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I've known you for probably a couple of months now, maybe 3 months now, and it's always fun to follow you on Facebook and see what you're involved in at the moment. Right now, you're working with Hail Fighter Management as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Hail Fighter Management, they've started off in Dallas, helping out all the pro fighters, had amateurs too, and now they're pretty much coast to coast, all over the place. One of the managers is in California, and then Mike Hill, the owner, he's in Dallas. He's part of Team Takedown, team coordinator for Team Takedown. But they hired me last month to take over Oklahoma and Arkansas as the representative for both of our states to help out. Really, they hired me for Oklahoma. I just rolled into Arkansas.
Well, congratulations on that career move for you. And, whether you fight or not, I know you'll be there September 19th, and look forward to seeing you that night and just seeing your career blossom.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just going to be fighting. You'll see me blossom everywhere. I'll probably be doing comedy and never know anything. Commercials.
You never know with Dustin Freeman. Well, everybody, come join us September 19th at Choctaw Creek Park. As we've mentioned in this interviews previously, this is also a fundraising benefit for Skylar Holman, who is a former OSU wrestler and mixed martial arts fighter that was diagnosed with a rare form of bone and lung cancer. So $1 per ticket that is sold by fighters will go to Skylar, and so we're excited to be a part of that fundraising benefit, and we just ask you to pray for him and pray for healing in his body, and we will see you guys all September 19th in Choctaw.